So 47 miles an hour. However, that's not what I want to show you. I'll show you that. That's my on-the-road repair for the window. Pablo, thank you for the gloves, because it saved my window from falling out. I'll see you in Berwick-upon-Tweed.
That, to some people, isn't a nice sight, but it's great. It shows how windy it is here. With these turbines, they just hugging the coast. Same as me. 17 mile an hour. I've got about 16 miles to go to Berwick-upon-Tweed. It's not too bad. Let's see how we go. Woohoo! Yeah, I don't feel like that. It's a bit rough going. My legs are starting to ache, but hey, sacrifice is worth it. Let's go.
I was also making good time in the Twizy. This leg is predominantly downhill, so I was able to maintain near on my maximum speed for long periods of time. I am in Berwick-upon-Tweed. If you look in the background just there, you will see JP, and you might recognise that chappie there. That is Roger, and I've been here before. Do you remember Roger gave me the cable, the 10 metre charging cable, and him and his wife Penny looked after me, gave me loads of food, and I was here till about 11 o'clock at night, and they were fabulous, and they are again. Can you just see Twizy out there charging in the background? Next stop, Alnwick Infirmary. I'll see you when I leave.
We've met Roger. Roger gave us a chance to come here and charge it. Home and grab some food and a cup of tea. It's been absolutely fantastic. We're about to set off and make our way down. Just really, we're heading for Newcastle, getting as close to Thirsk, stroke and York as quick as we can, and just pushing on. Batteries are both fully charged, and I'm just getting out of here. I'm tired, really tired now. I've had some sleep, but I think the body is kind of understanding that this was an interesting idea, but yeah, keep pulling on, pushing on, keep pushing on.
And on I went too. I was heading for Alnwick Infirmary, roughly 30 miles away, somewhere I'd previously visited and in the same Twizy. You might remember last year I came down to Alnwick Infirmary, that's if you've seen our video that is, and I charged just here. So in that space there, and it was all good. Polar charger, and it all worked fine. Anyway, so I've turned up this time and we've got Hubster. So tried downloading the app, all that business. Anyway, this is no good. It really is no good. It's just, we just need contactless. But I just need to be able to walk up to this in the same way that I offer up my RFID card, beep, and it works. Anyway, it didn't work. And I thought maybe there was some mistake and there was some other charges somewhere, but I remember doing the same thing last year. So Twizy is, wait a second, just there. So I had a wander around and I found this big Fandangle box. Just there. I thought, and on the side of it was a commando socket. And the good news is we are charging. Chris was still pushing on, and as the sun came up he seemed to get a boost of energy, where for me I was just waking up. Okay, I'm charged. I've had a little bit of sleep and I'm feeling a little bit better. I've got my t-shirt on my head, so looking good. Next location is just before 37 miles. We're good to go, so hopefully it won't be long. So see you there. My next stop was down to a leisure centre in Newcastle, but with some big hills on the way, so I needed to take it easy or I could end up in a bit of trouble.
So, currently making my way down the national cycle path, just treated to some lovely views. More wind turbines, shows renewable credentials of this area. but this will allow me to pick up some time and pace. How you doing? I think I've got about 59, 58 miles to York, which is great. I'm still on my first battery. Obviously I'm riding just now, so I'm not really picking up much pace. I'm on about 13.2 miles an hour. Not really picking up my gears because I'm talking to you guys. But look at this, stunning. The northeast is a beautiful part of the country. So, time to crack on. I'm off. See you later.
However, Chris's pace was about to take a hit too.
Hello. We have an update. Not far from Stockton, rendezvous point with Jonathan because I've been on the cycle path. Just want to show you, this is my path. That's where I'm going to be going. I can go around a little bit. It's about half a mile detour, but look, bare of logs in the way. You think that's bad? If I can zoom in, if you see right down the bottom there, there's actually an entire tree that's fallen on the track. I ain't getting down there, so I've got a half mile detour. Time to crack on.
I was now arriving at the leisure centre in Newcastle. I plugged in for a few hours, grabbed a shower, and then on to Stockton-on-Tees, where it was very much the same story. A 2-hour wait and I was off again. This time I was heading for a campsite just north of York. Chris, on the other hand, was still making good time and still had plenty of energy in his batteries when he arrived, a good 2 hours before me. Again, this was a 2-hour stop and off we went. However, the weather had taken a slight turn for the worse. As we headed into York, Chris was struggling, where I, in my partially weatherproof Twizy, was toasty and dry. But my moment was short-lived. I was heading to the wrong place. I ended up at an old PlugShare address and they'd sold their electric car.
Okay, this is Bev, this is Henry, and they have saved my bacon, cups of coffee, free electrons, and a nice chat about the electric car that they're going to go back into because
Yes,
they sold their old
absolutely.
one. So it's been a pleasure, so thank you very much.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome, anytime.
Fantastic. So anyway, onwards.
Onwards and upwards.
Yep.
Yeah.
A short 8-mile sprint took me to another PlugShare address. This was my original destination. He let me invade his house for hours and to charge, of which I was very grateful. I then headed another 40 miles south in awful weather and almost pitch darkness to another familiar destination.
Good morning. It is about 1:15. I've just turned up at I can't remember the name. Something Fort Hotel. Sort of on the outskirts, sort of North Nottingham by Centre Parks. Got here with about 6% left. If you have a quick look in there, I don't know how well that's going to come out, but it doesn't really show. But yeah, it was a long leg, about I think 40 miles, so it's a long one. And there was a time when I was thinking it's not going to happen. So, but I'm here, which is good. From here, one more charge and then home. So all good. So that's it. See you in a bit.
Morning guys, it's 3:30 in the morning and as you can see the bike's all set up. We are 35 miles away from Hinckley. We're in Derby just now. My knee's feeling good, so it wasn't too bad yesterday. It wasn't a big issue. Just felt a bit sore. But yeah, it's all good now, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my time, meander along to Hinckley. James's glimpse is not working just now, so try to reach out to him. I think he's probably just still getting some sleep at his final charger. But yeah, we'll meet each other somewhere along the way. But all feeling good, final push, and I am heading for Hinckley.
I, however, had overslept again. So I fell asleep in the Twizy for longer than I should have done. Could have been out of here hours ago, but unfortunately I fell asleep. So right, let's go. Chris was now well and truly on his final leg, and I was arriving at my final charge point, a pod point at a Lidl in Nottingham.
Morning. So I am in Lount. I'm about 18 miles out of Hinckley. Feeling so much better this morning, so much more refreshed. And the only thing is, there's a funny smell around here and I can't really work out what it is. Might have something to do with that steaming pile of something over there. Gonna push on, chugging along. These roads are brilliant. I am comfortably sitting at 20 mile an hour, so I'm tailing it back to 16 and just kind of meandering along and having a nice country ride. Speak to you guys soon from Hinckley.
Okay, I've been on the pod point now for about an hour and a half. It's all done, it's 98%. That's going to be enough to get me home, 32 miles home, and I've got 40 shown on the range. So if I take it nice and steady, everything should be alright. So that's it, last leg. Thank God, I'm ready for my bed. So I will see you there.
I left the pod point charger with 35 miles to go, so didn't spare the horses, as I knew Chris was closing in on the finish point. I made it back to Hinckley within an hour, pretty good for a Renault Twizy with a 52 mile an hour top speed. Sadly, as I drove past the sign for Hinckley, I was a good 1 hour and 45 minutes behind Chris. The good news is, however, we both made it back in one piece, and we raised some awareness for Alice and the family's GoFundMe appeal.